Good evening, kindred spirits of KGS 95. Welcome to KGS News Update, Reunion Edition. I'm your host, Sanya Quiet Riot G. Louder than a whisper, quieter than your adulting regrets.
And I am Jamshed DJ Scrubadelt K. Proof that one wrong voice note on WhatsApp can launch an entire musical career.
Buckle up, because shit's about to get weird.
Yeah, like washing dishes on WhatsApp weird. Here are tonight's top stories.
In publishing news tonight, a new memoir is raising eyebrows, questions, and at least one legal injunction. The memoir covers a 7-year journey to meet billionaire philanthropist Hasib Budani, a journey marked by determination, hope, and a consistent pattern of Budani always being somewhere else. The publisher calls it a triumph of the human spirit, though critics are calling it a triumph of ignoring all obvious signs. Officials familiar with the memoir say Qureshi made repeated attempts to meet Budani, including arriving at venues moments after Budani left, hours before he arrived, and once at a wedding Budani was not even invited to. On several occasions, Qureshi reportedly stood outside buildings that security confirmed were not even the correct buildings. Still, he described these encounters as promising developments, a characterization witnesses have called wildly optimistic.
Honestly, the mission began with humble goals. Get Budani to pay for my reunion ticket and possibly educate my children. Simple stuff. But the journey changed me. I've been to the highest mountaintops. I've wept in the lowest valleys. I've eaten snacks I still cannot identify. And even then, I would have reached Hasib if that jerk hood boy hadn't treated him like he's some nuclear launch code.
Qureshi says the primary obstacle in his 7-year search was one man, Umair Hoodboy, the Budani Foundation's gatekeeper, and according to Qureshi, the nation's leading authority on saying no. To pursue the injunction, Hoodboy has hired Adil Mangi, a noted defender of free speech, who in this case is defending the right to slightly less of it. Mangi offered this brief statement earlier today.
There is principles. Do you know what the Budani Group pays? We're talking yacht money. Plural if you negotiate well. And sure, I've always wanted to appear before Judge Minaz Malik. I know not for anything inappropriate. Honestly, what is wrong with you all?
The legal battle has almost assured that the book will become a bestseller. Adnan Sanbani, the publisher and head of the Urdu Bazaar Pirated Booksellers Association, had this to say.
बॉस किताब टॉप सेलर हो हसीब बुतानी की हर चीज सेल होती है जस्ट लाइक द इलोन मस्क जो छोकरी जज है ना उसने भी किताब लिखी थी होप ड्रीम एंड रियलिटी उसकी सेल अच्छी नहीं थी क्योंकि उसमें बुतानी नहीं था अगर किताब का टाइटल होता ना होप्स ड्रीम एंड रियलिटी ऑफ हसीब बुतानी तो टॉप सेलर होती अभी देखो ये लोग जो छोकरे लोग हैं ना ये क्लास ऑफ 95 वाले ये आमतौर पर इनकी किताब नहीं बिकती वो एक छोकरा था शिजाद सईद उसने किताब लिखा माय लाइफ इन द क्लास ऑफ 95 हाउ द गर्ल्स हाउ ऑफ क्लास ऑफ 95 मेड मी रेडिकल वो किसी ने नहीं खरीदी किसी ने लेकिन हसीब सेठ टॉप सेलर
As for Judge Minaz Malik, a KGS alum, accomplished jurist, and author of the high school classic Hopes, Dreams, and Realities, has offered no comment on her unexpected involvement in the saga. Sources suggest she remains unsure why her name appeared in a story featuring yachts, memoirs, and Urdu Bazaar piracy.
The most anticipated event of this December-istan season is Akbar CIA Rizvi's return to Pakistan for what analysts are now calling his Triple Dake Initiative. One of the three, global icon Zara Abegwood, has formally declined participation. However, the two Sherrys remain cautiously engaged, but at least politely observing. Early today, former head girl in Crush #1, Sarah Irwan, was asked to comment on the situation a situation the internet has now officially branded as Dategate.
On a very personal level and also on a professional level, I'm extremely encouraged by what I'm seeing. For years, many of us have doubted whether Akbar possessed the diplomatic maturity required to secure even a single coffee date. But over the past few months, we've observed a visible shift, a kind of cautious optimism rooted not in fantasy but in tangible progress. Now, we must temper this optimism. Historically, whenever Akbar built momentum, whether it was a promising match, a reply with two emojis, or someone simply viewing his message, things would inevitably derail. Patterns matter, and he has derailed spectacularly in the past. But if you zoom out and really look at the broader geo-romantic positioning of Akbar vis-a-vis his entire crush ecosystem, a different picture emerges. We're seeing improved confidence indicators, stronger latte to conversation ratios, and unprecedented stability in his texting cadence. These are not small things. And so when analysts describe this moment as potentially the beginning of the Ashiki century, they are exaggerating. They're acknowledging that for the first time in recorded history, Akbar may actually be on the brink of securing an actual coffee date.
Meanwhile, after receiving Akbar's latest Tinder profile picture, question number 2, the legendary Sherry Ansaru, has reportedly gone off grid. Friends say she's embarked on a journey of enlightenment in the Nevada desert. And, quote, to be fair, we also might have needed a little time alone, preferably somewhere without Wi-Fi.
We'll get back after a short commercial break.
Somewhere out there, in the jungle that is KGS, there are hunters, predators in their own right, and they're the best at what they do. But this season, something is different. This season, they aren't the hunters. They are the prey. A new kind of hunt has begun.
Society girl Marine Narani is single and ready to mingle. The fashionista and world-famous socialite is launching a new Netflix series titled How Hot Is Your Personal Trainer? Marine, who reportedly became an avid gym enthusiast after meeting her trainer Chewy in Dubai earlier this year, says the idea came from learning about Chewy's personal story, his rise from the sweaty gyms of Kerala, his discipline, and what she lovingly calls his heroic commitment to a hairline undergoing structural change. Whether that's pure admiration or the soft launch of something else remains diplomatically unclear.
You know, Chewy's tale is one of resilience and real heroism. How he crunched his abs all the way from the dusty, sweaty gyms of Kerala to the 5-star luxury of Dubai. It made me think, most of us only think how hot our trainers are. We don't get to know the story behind those sexy biceps and those sizzling six-packs. This is my attempt to give back to all those hot trainers. And I'm inviting all 95ers to share their hot trainers' personal stories in my show. I want this to be a Cinderella story.
Nurani's show and comments, however, have drawn unexpected criticism from several quarters, including the chairperson of the Kinder Censor Board, Shiza Iqbal. Shiza, who is famous for slipping in double entendres even in the most inane conversations, had this to say.
I mean, I don't get the concept. What, she wants to auction the trainers on live TV? Or she wants Cinderella to shag Chewy? I mean, I like Marine, but Kinder Board is just not ready for this kind of free love philosophy. I mean, we're still getting complaints about that show where Maya Hussain was riding everyone's horses.
Shiza was, of course, referring to the recently cancelled show Horsing with Maya, which drew complaints from viewers who felt that Maya, an equestrian enthusiast, was a little too close to her horse. Maya has, of course, denied any sort of inappropriate relationship with Bilal, her horse.
Hollywood has once again grossly underestimated the stamina of Karachi women. Actor Dakota Johnson has officially withdrawn from the upcoming biopic 14 Funerals, 2 Weddings, and a Reunion, claiming the story was, and I quote, not believable, which is fair given never met Tanya Zafar Khan. According to Johnson, no normal human being could possibly attend 14 funerals, 2 weddings, and a class reunion on a Tuesday. And honestly, she's right about the normal part. In response to Dakota's comments, the chairman of the TTK Cultural Appreciation Society released a statement.
Dakota Johnson's comments are ridiculous. To say that TTK can't do 14 funerals, 2 weddings, and a reunion in one Tuesday? Please. I watched her do it last week, and she did it all before lunch. Dakota, sweetie, this isn't science fiction. This is Tanya. Time bends for her. So, from all of us and the TTK Cultural Appreciation Society, Dakota Johnson, fuck you.
Powerful words, and very on brand. Sources are confirming that Tanya Zafar Khan is considering playing herself in the biopic because, really, who else can physically keep up? More on this developing situation as it files.
We'll be back after another short break.
Khalil and Nida hated each other in school. Then, Khalil shorted the Argentinian economy, became a billionaire, and started stalking Nida. Nida, a highly successful advertising executive who had also secretly stalked Khalil in school, decided to launch a commercial venture based on their mutual behavior. Welcome to commercialstalker.com. Just upload a profile of yourself and your stalker, and we'll find the appropriate commercial opportunities for you. Nida and Khalil have already started commercials for male pattern baldness, multivitamins, and dog food. They are also now launching their own housing society, Stalker Health. And most importantly, they haven't killed each other yet. Commercialstalker.com, where you and your stalker come together for limited commercial engagements and maybe, just maybe, a little love. Restrictions may apply. Limited to attractive stalkers and victims. No outstanding restraining orders. Emotional maturity not guaranteed.
Acclaimed climber and New York Times matrimonial section enthusiast Mos Jaffrey has finally, after a grueling 11-month ascent, reached the peak of Mount Chutiapa. He becomes the first known 95er to have done so. Residents of Lanadabad, the town at the mountain's base, say the climb was challenging, but note that Mos has been training for years in conditions of comparable Chutiapa.
Mount de la Chutiapa is unlike any summit I've ever attended. It challenges you in ways no map can ever prepare you for. Every ridge feels familiar and yet entirely new, as if the mountain is rewriting itself while you climb. I suppose my remaining question is, does the mountain change, or do we?
His claim, however, is being challenged by hotshot lawyer and monkey trainer Abil Mungi, who insists that the heights of Chutiapa were scaled by several classmates long before Jaffrey's attempt. Sources say Mungi's inbox filled almost instantly with alumni declaring they got there first, a reminder that when it comes to Chutiapa, competition remains fierce.
We have some breaking news to report. The Karachi police have declared a citywide emergency ahead of the KGS Class of 95 reunion on the 29th of December. The declaration comes after the Anjuman-e-Lawaiq King Zainab Haq, ALZH, known by their more popular name, the Haq Parast movement, announced mass protests outside the Matri Palace, the venue of the reunion. For those of our viewers unfamiliar with KGS politics, the Haq Parast group consists of the legions of male admirers of Zainab Haq who believe the former beauty queen was cheated out of the Mary Queen crown 30 years ago. Faisal Ahmed, the current chairman of the ALZH, had this to say.
Look, we all know what happened 30 years ago was a stolen election. What is most shameful is that the perpetrators of that rigged election are now again posting the reunion. Ask Shamala, who filed Huma Subra's Form 45s.
In response, the Sumra party has mobilized its members and asked them to reach the venue en masse to launch a counter-protest. All Sumra clan members are expected to be there to support the leader Huma Sumra. Jamil Akbar Sumro, vice president of the Sumra party, had this to say.
We will never accept these vile accusations against our leader. These people just don't know how to accept defeat. They lost 30 years ago, and they will lose again today. All the Sumras are going to be there, and we will break the legs of anyone who dares to challenge Madam Huma.
Making Ali Siddiqui, who is alleged to have masterminded the supposed fix 30 years ago, remains unavailable for comment as he is said to be on his private Norwegian island investing in reverse aging technologies. This is a picture of him from yesterday. Police spokesperson Umar Shahid Hamid had this to say.
Look, Ji, this is a very sensitive situation with massive impact and law and order in entire city. Both groups have supporters everywhere and they are very, very hot and inflamed. Okay, we, the police, are urging the sides to cool down. Now, Mr. Faisal Ahmed, who is sitting in the London, making these statements, eating ice cream in Harrods. If you want to fight for Zainab Haq, bhai, you come to Pakistan and do it lawfully. And Mr. Jamil Akbar Sumro, you also stop making the threats. This is politics. Bhai, once you are a part of the Zainab Haq party, now you are a Sumro party. What difference does it make? Please. We are appealing to, above all, we are appealing to both Madam Huma and Madam Zainab. Please calm down the supporters. What happened 30 years ago is no longer relevant. This is Naya Pakistan.
That concludes our special report. 30 years later. Same people, different facts. Ali Zedi is at the reunion with live reactions.
Thanks, Sonia. I'm here at the Makri residence, the venue of the KG's reunion party, where confidence has aged far better than memory. Let's hear from the people.
How come nobody asked me out on that coffee date?
Someone who?
The whole place was infested with OGs.
10 more minutes and I'll complete 40 years of not speaking with my crush. Now, if they could only ban women from playing chess.
Hey man, you know, if Shiraz didn't show up, I can pretend to have a sprayer house camera.
My therapist has told me to express myself.
I honestly don't even know what I said, but somehow this is still my fault.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. That usually means people are listening.
Great party. Unfortunately, just not enough bathrooms. Hey, is it snowing outside?
I skipped hanging out with Hillary Clinton to come to this dumpster fire. You tell me.
Yeah, nice party. But echolocation would be a nightmare for bats. And way too much lighting.
Yes, it's over. Thank God. Hallelujah.
Great party. Really great party. Hey, there isn't a gym nearby, is there?
Huh? What? No. I don't know any KGS.